Hey, I'm Gav from Gav Takes Photos, and today we're going to talk about a lens which I got for an absolute steal of a price, and probably one of the best photography investments I've made in a long time. And also we're in an interesting looking woodland area which I've not been to before, so let's get into it. So earlier this year we took a trip to Lithuania. As we do most years, we go out there just to see some family and do some exploring. But this time I went on Facebook Marketplace. Now I usually go on Facebook Marketplace wherever I go around the country when I'm doing my travels in the UK, and I decided while I was in Lithuania, why not? Let's have a little look, see what's available. And that's when I saw this. This is the 12 to 40 f2.8 Pro. It's the version 1 and it's a little bit beat up, but not too beat up. I've had to glue the lenses back together because it fell apart, but apparently that is a regular normal issue with these lenses, and I'm just going to replace it with a third-party one when it eventually does give up and properly fall apart. But that's neither here nor there. The price I paid for this lens was €50. That's really cheap, like really cheap. Even broken in the UK, these don't go for that cheap. And I didn't really understand the listing didn't really understand it at all, really. Obviously, it was in Lithuanian, so I translated it, and it said, automatic exposure does not work. I don't know what that has to do with the lens, so I just thought, you know what, €50, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna drive out there, we're gonna go get it and see if it works. And lo and behold, I put it on the camera and it just works. It just straight up just works. So I got this lovely little pro lens for €50, which is absolutely fantastic. And today we're going to go around this woodland area here and see if it lives up to the hype of being as sharp as people online say it is, because I'm interested, very interested. Let's go for a walk. What a pretty looking forest this is. We don't get forests like this around my way in Essex. It's not like this at all. All of these different trees here, we just don't get around my way at all. It's really nice to explore somewhere like this. Although I'm not 100% sure I'm supposed to be allowed to be here. So I'm gonna grab a few more shots and maybe skip on out of this place. I'm not 100% sure this is supposed to be open to the public, but I haven't been kicked out yet. Also on this lens, it's got really snappy, nice autofocus. The rendering on this lens is quite nice as well, I'm finding. I haven't had any issues with it yet. I did actually use this lens recently at a wedding, and I don't typically use zoom lenses. I'm more of a prime guy, but having said that, it performed extremely well, even in the low light situation which we had in the church there, because it was extremely low light, and it performed great. Grabbed focus, kept up with my shooting style, which is frantic, and yeah, it did really good. So going to take a little bit more of a walk around. I quite like how this tree bending over up the top there. 12 mil should be wide enough to get that in from here, I'm thinking. I just got to find a way to frame it up that it makes sense amongst the chaos. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Let's see how well that goes. Oh. Yeah, that might actually work. Right, from what I've done there, that actually worked quite nicely. I've got the trees closer to me in the foreground, sort of framing up the tree curving up in the middle in the background. And I've gone for a f5, 80th of a second ISO 200, try and get the cleanest image we can of this. There's another interesting little tree here. I'm going to open up the aperture for that one and probably step back a little bit and try and get some subject isolation here, although it's not going to be like a great deal. But still, something is better than nothing. So let's go over here and have a look at that one. Alright, so I think you can sort of see it here. It is a very pale tree just here. Very pale. It's got yellow leaves on it. The rest of the surroundings are green. So I'm hoping I can maybe isolate that at 2.8. So let's open up the aperture. Have a little look-see. That's nice, because then I get these two trees here and that's in the middle. And make this work. I'm really jealous of people who get to sort of see different woodland areas, because where I am today, you've got this woodland here, which looks a lot like everything that's behind me right now. But across the road, everything is completely different. It's more like the woods where I live over there, and they have the two contrasting, well, woods, forests, whatever you want to call them, completely different vegetation in them. I feel like that's cheating. You get to have two different variations of something in the same places. Lucky people. Right, let's go see if I can find something else to test this lens with. I want to try and get something a little bit close up with this lens. Also want to do it a little bit quickly, because I almost trod on a couple of hornets on the floor. Which means that there are hornets in the area, and if there's more than one already that I've seen, means there's going to be more nearby, and I really don't want to kill one of those because they will just go whoa at you. So yeah, I'm going to try and get some close-up stuff with this. There's nice ferns on the floor. I'm going to try and get a nice photo of those and see how the lens performs with close-up stuff, I guess. So if it comes out good, you'll see it now. Right, I think that's going to be it for me today. What can I say about this little lens? Obviously, if you're watching this video, you've probably watched a few more videos about this lens trying to make up your mind. For 50 euros, even if it was bad, it's still going to be good, really, isn't it? But this is a really good little lens. Happy with the purchase, obviously. For 50 euros, I'm going to be. But yeah, it's handled the stuff I've thrown at it pretty well. The wedding stuff, the being in the woods, a close-up of a spider, and some sort of normal landscapey stuff. I will be doing more videos with this lens in the future. I might, toying with the idea, do a behind the scenes what a landscape photographer does at a wedding, because that's essentially what happened. I'm a landscape photographer who's now switched over to doing weddings, so if you'd like to see a behind the scenes sort of thing there, you get to see a lot more of this lens in action, as well as the other Olympus gear I use. So yeah, that's on the cards. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, and I am going to go and finish off my day's work. So I have been Gav from Gav Takes Photos. I will see you in the next one. Please like, follow, subscribe. I also have made a couple other purchases recently of cheap lenses, so stay tuned. There's more. Bye.